I have not done a podcast in a while, so I thought I would pop on here and just ramble about anything in general and conversations I've had. So, one would be trying to get out of habits or something like I'm fine when I'm at home, but as soon as I get put out of my environment or when I'm around friends or when I'm traveling for work, I lose my shits. And my response to that would be okay, let's say you've lived 20, 30 years of your life, 40 years of your life, the way that you did, getting to where you are now with those habits, like everything that you've done for the last 30 or so years has brought you to where you are now. 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, whatever. You can't undo that in a week, in a day. Some people expect to undo it the day that they just start a new plan, and then as soon as something slips up, they just throw the towel in. And, like, that's a day, let alone a week or a month. It's like even a month can't exactly throw, like, you could be doing so well for a month and then some strong urge comes or some, I don't know, just knocks you unexpectedly. And if you let that get you down, you could easily just fall into the same cycle again. And I had this other conversation with someone who kind of has, like, it's kind of also letting go of your ego. And you might not want to admit it, but I was like that once before, like years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, when I was like starting out in the industry. Like, but by that I mean like starting out my bodybuilding. Someone used to tell me, stimulate, don't annihilate. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I want to go hard out because it makes me feel like I'm working, or I need to feel like I'm working and all this other shit. And it's like, I knew better, but I still did it. And it took me years to really rivet in, learn from my mistakes. And that's why I'm so freaking passionate about what I do, because I want to prevent people making the same mistakes I did. I really do. But a lot of the time, like, you can just be so stubborn and hung up on your ego. And I have a very good example of someone who's like that, that you just want it your way and you want to control those around you, or just have control of yourself in a way that it's like, nah, I want it my way. This is what I'm doing. I'm going hard out. I have it in my head that this is the way it's meant to be, so it's going to be that way. And you just end up learning from your own mistakes. So, if, like, take it from people who've learnt the hard way and went through things, but don't, like, make a conscious effort to get into conversations with people who have been through, like, who have done what they've done, and they know how long it takes. They know that it's not like a 1 week thing or a 1 day thing. Because if you just look to social media and see what is on the screens, like I said this to someone else before when they're comp prepping, and she goes to me, I cried during my leg session today, but I'm all good. I'm like, yeah, see, that's normal. Like, for a lot of people, it's normal. Like, if you're going into the toughest comp of your life and you started late and you're not ready early and you have to push harder than most people, then it is going to tear you apart mentally. Or if it's your first comp, like, I don't know if you've watched the movie Spirit, how they, like, I can't remember what they called it, but they left him without food for ages or something. I don't know what it was called. It was like hardening him up or some shit. I don't remember. But they just starved him so then he could be more responsive to the brutal training. And, like, he was just crying and crying and crying, and that was his first time doing it. And that's kind of, like, that's what it reminds me of. It's like, you're going through the hard yards to be able to, like, okay, I'm going to try and explain this simply. By going through those hard yards and realizing that that's the most brutal thing that you could do, and then getting put in a position that is still brutal but not as brutal, it just feels easier. It's like you're earning easy by doing super hard. So then when there's, like, by doing super, super, super hard, when there's super, super hard or just hard, it's easy in comparison, that sort of thing. And for your first comp, you don't know what to expect. You could doubt yourself, you could set yourself back unintentionally and then have to pick up the sticks. And like, you don't see that on social media. Like, everyone just looks like they're smashing it. Oh, I'm on heaps of food, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but you don't know their backstory. You don't know how long they've been prepping for, how long they've been, like, how long it's been in their mind for, whether they're just doing it to compete, or whether they've had it, like, they actually treat it like a sport, or if it's just like, I just want to do it because I want to say I've done it, tick it off my bucket list, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't know the backstory. And if you're just seeing all of these positive things and you're crying in the background, struggling to get through, how shit is that going to make you feel? Like, that's kind of what I was getting at when I said that. You don't know exactly, like, I forgot my main point of all of this, but it's just like, oh, that was it. Until you actually talk to people about it and like their experiences going through things, you're not going to really know how hard it is, what it takes, because you only see the highlights on social media. Like, through my prep, like my first prep, I was all sunshine and rainbows, but deep inside, because it was my first prep, I was like, it wasn't until the end that I started to sort of let it out. But because it's like, people who comp prep to the leanest levels, if they're like a coach or a PT, or they're trying to inspire people, or they're trying to like uphold an image, they're not going to be putting crap onto social media unless they are like confident enough to. Like, I do it now because I want to show people my raw side. Like, I want to show people how hard it is, but I'm not comp prepping now, so I don't need to talk about that struggle. But when I was doing my powerlifting ones and I had to like really struggle through injuries, I let that one out too. But it's like, until you actually talk to people and discuss and absorb it in, don't just reflect it like an umbrella, because that's what this girl was doing. Like, any advice I was telling her, she was just reflecting it off, and then she'll come back to me with this literally the same issue, and then she's like, okay, I'm good now, I'll go back again. And then today I was like, no, you've said this to me 10 times. It's like, you need to figure it out and you need to action it starting today. And I want proof of it. So you don't come back to me in 3 days saying, oh, okay, I'm back to it now. Like, you need to let go of that ego and be able to just see it. Because if you're all systems go, 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 go all the time, you're not allowing yourself to process what needs to be processed. And I was like, I can say it confidently because I used to go through the same thing. Like, I was so go, go, go. No, I want this now. I want but my whole life mastered today, this week, right now. And it didn't allow me a chance to reflect and a chance to really absorb in all of the knowledge that was actually being fed to me. And now I'm more of a sponge and I'm more open to all of this stuff. I'm actually so curious about everything now that I allow myself to actually scrutinize things and not just bounce them off. And it literally has given me so much more power to be confident in my journey. And like, I have a competition, I think it's like 6 weeks away. And like, I'm just like, I don't. I'm just enjoying the process so much. And that's kind of why it's so good to have a coach. Because I'm just like, okay, this is everything that's happening. Feed it, like, do all my feedback from my coach, fill in everything I need to, send all the videos I need to, send all the data I need to, and then get it updated on a Thursday, because that's when I communicate with him. And get ready to go again for the new week, which starts on a Saturday for me. And I just feel confident in knowing that I love what I do. I'm training. I'm definitely gonna have to be getting better because, like, there are more ways of progress than just increasing weights in the bar. Because if that was the only form of progress, then we'd all be freaking Superman lifting cars and the Hulk smashing buildings. But we're not. Like, life progress is one of the best progresses. Like, life. the gym is 1 to maybe 3 hours of your day, depending what the hell you do, depending if you're an athlete or not, depending if you do it just for looking good naked or if you're doing it to compete. But life is happening all the time. You can do both at once, but you need to be able to realize that as long as you have that mentor, like, I don't know what I'd do without a mentor. Like, if I didn't have him as, like, my coach, I'd be paying him to mentor me just to get through life. It's like, I want someone to make sure that I'm progressing in some form or another. And it, like, I'm trying to find a way to describe it in a way that you guys will see it. But it's like, you should be able to visualize that. It's like, there's a jar. You put the big rocks in it. You put a rock of family, a rock of your job, a rock of your nutrition, and a rock of whatever training it is you're doing. And then you can fill it with the pebbles, like the fun stuff. Like going out. You pack the rocks in order of priority, and then you can fill it with smaller pebbles and stuff like that. And that's your jar of life. And it doesn't need to be closed. Like, it doesn't have a lid. It's just a jar. So you can freely empty it out. You can freely repack it. You reset that jar before you go to bed every night with a pre-bed routine. Like, that is why I love my pre-bed routines. I have in my mind what I want to do the next day. I have a to-do list ready to go. As soon as I wake up, I revise my to-do list. Sometimes I rewrite it because it's really messy, and I do it. Like, I put the priorities at the top. I do them first thing in the morning, and then the rest I scatter throughout the day. And some things go unplanned, like this podcast. But you can't, like, back to my very first message of this podcast, you can't expect to undo 20, 30 years worth of habits in a freaking week. Don't, like, it's a process, and talking to anybody, they'll tell you all the ups and downs they've been through. They might even have forgotten most of them because now it's just so routine that unless something sparks a memory, it's not going to come to them. But it takes ages to form that. Like, you can't replace habits. You can't just stop a habit and then pick up a new one. But you can phase them into each other, relate them into each other until the more dominant one gets stronger. Like when you go to do the eye tests, you know how they ask you, is the green one or the red one brighter? And then they make a few adjustments, and then they show you again. And then they keep doing that until one is really, really dominant. And that is the same with habits. Anyway, that's 13 minutes of rambling. I hope it helped you in some way. And yeah.